applause. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, first I'd like to express how grateful I am that you gave me the floor tonight. I will actually divide my presentation into three parts, and I will speak a little bit quickly, so I'm terribly sorry for the translator. Since I have 50-something slides, and our time is a little bit limited. So I will divide my presentation into three parts. In the first part, I will tell you a few thoughts about the largest cultural investment of the last decade in Budapest, the Balassi Arts, multifunctional art center is 10 years old now. Then I will tell you in parallel a little bit with the previous topic, I will tell you a few thoughts about Budapest Spring Festival, which lately merged with the Balassi Arts. And lastly, I have to apologize for those who knows all the basis of the festivals, but we have an excellent slide series about the festival ABC that will be a little bit didactic. So let's zoom us in the map. I found a very intelligent map on the net, including European Russia, into Europe, and in this, from this perspective, you can see that Hungary is somewhere in the middle. So that's why we say that Hungary is located in Central Eastern Europe, and then you can find Egypt here with Cairo as well. So that's a very nice map. And let's zoom in the map. This is Hungary with the river Danube, and at the banks of the Danube, Budapest, the capital, is located. And let's have a look at Budapest. We are facing to the north. There's the Danube, we got the Budapest side and the Pest side. Budapest side is hilly, Pest side is flat, so that's all about the Hungarian capital. The Hungarian capital has 1.8 million people. If you change the perspective and we turn this map a little bit, we will face to the west. That's the historical center of the city, but we will focus on now these two tiny bridges and the lot here on the Pest side. This lot this area was bought by an investment group in the early 90s with the primary purpose that there would be an expo here. Thank God there was no expo in Budapest. Infrastructure in Budapest was not prepared enough. If you just imagine the fact that there is one link from the airport to the city center and one link back to the city center, so infrastructurally is not enough. So the investment group, which was partly Hungarian, American, Canadian, started to persuade the government after another to create a kind of South Bank Center pattern. South Bank Center is located in London at the banks of Thames, and they persuaded the government. So first, the new National Theatre was inaugurated. It is located somewhere here, 150 meters from the Balassi Arts, and then the Balassi Arts was opened in 2015. So that's about the Balassi Arts. That's the most modern and the largest multifunctional art center in Central Europe. We used to say there is another very large art center, the Cankarya from Slovenia, but in terms of the volume of the programs, the Balassi Arts is the leading. So as I mentioned it to you, it was inaugurated in March 2005, March 14, and at a special PPP construction. I don't know how far I am from the pre-PPP construction. There's the public-private partnership. So this is a private property leased by the Hungarian government for 30 years, and the investment group fit this building from the last, being the one in the last, about the venue. The venue itself has 69,000 square meters, including the 3-story garages underneath the building. The crown gem of the building is the concert hall, and then we got a theater hall, a museum under an independent running, and we got so many rehearsal rooms, studios, whatever I will tell you about. You can see the foyer of the Balassi Arts. Now let's go further. So the crown gem is the Balassi Arts, exactly. When we designed the building itself, we asked an American firm to be responsible for the acoustics of the hall. So that's why I don't know how much it is for the tourists or not, but the acoustics were very, very strict with us, and that's why we used Canadian maple wood on the the side was a Chilean cherry wood on the floor. We have perfect adjustable sound buffer, sound booster, which can descend it and ascend it. And if you can see these very heavy, large, colorful concrete doors, they can remotely open and close, and that's why the air capacity of the building can be extended with 1/3. The idea was the European medieval cathedral. We got the main aisle and the side aisles there at the resonance chambers. The Balassi Arts can, actually the Bélabártók National Concert Hall can seat about 1,500 people, but additional standing places, you can extend the volume for 700 people. We got adjustable acoustic features, as I told you. We got 3 sides of the stage, and the orchestra and the concert organ. About the concert organ was not open, it was not inaugurated in 2005. We had a little delay with that, and together with the German, actually a Bayerisch firm, we opened the organ in 2006 May. So let's go further. The second interesting tool is the festival theater with top-notch 21st century stage and stage technique, but the drawback of the theater is that it can house only 420, 430 people, and it is much suitable for dance and musical performances, especially jazz. About our tenants, the Balassi Arts has, let's say, 3 tenants. The first is the Ludwig Museum, which is situated in the west side of the building, right at the banks of the Danube. It's a most modern museum on 3 stories, but they have their own independent management. So the management of the Balassi Arts, which is a non-profit limited run by the Ministry of Culture, is not responsible for the Ludwig Museum. Another tenant, the slide does not indicate, but another tenant of us is the National Philharmonic Orchestra. They have an excellent rehearsal room in the building. And the third tenant is the National Dance Theater, which has the opportunity to use the festival theater. Let's go back to the festival theater. They have the opportunity to use the festival theater for at least 100 days per year. So the representative halls, if you take a look at these halls, we organized a fantastic conference for the International Society for the Performing Arts in 2006. People liked it very much. It's cozy, airy, familiar. And the auditorium, I'm especially very proud there, since I am responsible for the international affairs and the protocol and the domestic affairs. And for the domestic affairs, we used to organize a series of art series like this, actually, for those Hungarian professionals who would otherwise not get into international contact. So this is the auditorium. We included film shooting as well, and auditorium is ideal. So this was about the hardware, and now I would like to show a little film to you. Just take out the laser and let's start with the film. about this issue. But actually, Budapest Spring Festival merged with the Palace of Arts in 2013, which gave us many opportunities to serve the Hungarian public in a unique way. So if I will tell you a few things about the software of the Palace of Arts, I will tell you in parallel about the Budapest Spring Festival as well. From the beginning, we have the goal to offer various selection to a wider public. I don't have to go. I have to turn on that, and here we go. Yeah, you can see these. We got classical opera, world music, jazz, opera music. So every possible genre we offer. Theater, I put theater in parentheses or brackets. Why? Because we have 150 meters, the new National Theater, that's why we don't perform drama. If someone knows Barcelona, the auditorium in Barcelona, the new National Theater is not very far from actually the same distance, so they are our brother institution there. And in 2011, 3 other genres were added: literature, movies, and new circus. New circus, I think you know new circus. New circus is when we take out elements of the circus art from the circus and put them with a certain choreography and dramaturgy to the stage actually, and then a new genre will be born. Festival theater is ideal for new circus productions. Quality culture is a very important notion. Hungarian language is an incomprehensible language, really. That's not a European language, it's coming from somewhere in Asia. And we used to use a special word, high culture, pointing to culture which is sophisticated, elegant, eloquent, something, but now we try to choose it with, or change it with quality culture, which means whatever genre we talk about, it has to be top quality, and that's the Palace of Art pursuing. About the numbers of the performances, we have nearly 1,000 events at the Palace of Arts, of which exclusively on stages we got 500 programs per year, which is a lot. It is actually too much. If we include summer break from July and from, let's say, 10th of July, August the 20th, we got the summer break. So you can just calculate how many programs we have in between. And sometimes I feel that we are a chicken factory, you know, preparing and done, and preparing and done, and preparing and done, and that's only the programs. But the audience in Budapest, they seem to like it. So not only presenting international top artists, but encouraging Hungarian artists and orchestra. I will write a slide and offer thematic programs and attracting young generations. I will tell you a lot about attracting young generations, audience development. Classical music, I will be very quick with this slide, because of course Hungary is very famous for its classical music culture, and classical music is in the focus, in the center of our selection. We try to set all the excellent Hungarian orchestras. Actually, there are too many orchestras, too many symphony orchestras in Hungary. That's the point of self-criticism. But we show them all from the countryside as well, the Budapest orchestras. We commission new pieces like Steve Reich, and we have competition for young Hungarian composers. So that's about classical music. Everything about classical music is shown in the Palace of Arts. Opera, it's very interesting. Let's go back to the slide of the Palace of Arts. Where is it? If you can see the hall, this is not an opera stage at all. But they, actually from the beginning, there was an idea with Maestro Adam Fischer to have the so-called semi-stage operas, to put as much set as we can on stage and perform operas with excellent lighting and sound technology, and something came out very well in the end. Our Wagner series is very, very famous, and people like it very much. So we like to invite, of course, great voices and joint modest co-production with other opera houses like Lithuania Opera House, Opera de Paris, and so on and so on. Maybe the Cairo Opera will be next. Jazz is a very important element, not only for the audience development, because jazz always have a very special, very specific audience. It was actually me, so let's applause. It was actually me who introduced Jazz Showcase, which means that young Hungarian talented jazz performers can play in every corner, virtually every corner of the Palace of Arts. And plus we made it internationally. So first we started with the International Visegrad Fund, and then later we extended it for whole Europe, and it is an excellent and successful series. World music is another genre. World music and quality popular music, I would like to tell you a few sets about them. The Palace was always wanted to include, and also Budapest Spring Festival wanted to include the top-notch and most relevant international conferences. So VOMEX, World Music Expo, will be held in the Palace of Arts this autumn. The Palace of Arts is not responsible only for the Spring Festival, but the Autumn Festival as well in terms of programming. And as quality pop music, that's exclusively for audience development, because the Hungarian audience somehow hand in hand with Vienna is extremely conservative, which has benefits and drawbacks, of course. So that's about quality popular music. Dance, I've told you about at the Budapest, the National Dance Theatre. They have a certain volume to perform in the Palace of Arts, and in the frame of the Budapest Spring Festival, we try to invite all the best dance performers from the world. The thematic programs, this is Maestro Adam Fischer, who is well known about from the Metropolitan Opera from New York, Bayreuth, Wagner Castle. We get so many thematic programs and festivals which somehow link to the Budapest Spring Festival as well. And music education. Music education is a very important role. You can see this face with this beautiful baby with the piano, and we try to offer every possible genres to every possible age classes. Why do I say this? Because when people talk about audience development, they simply think that audience development for the children, and okay, let's say up to university class and that's all. We try to offer the widest selection for every possible age groups. But now we have selected, and I ventured into selecting baby concerts, minimum and platinum concerts for the youngsters. So that's about the programming of the Palace of Arts and Spring Festival, and about Budapest Spring Festival. A few words. As I told you, the idea was to attract people to the dead season. If you take a look at the chart of the diagram, the chart of the tourist movement, it's just like a camel. In January, February, March, nothing happens. In April, tourists start to come, and they come until June. Okay, well, how to show this to you? I try to stick on with the microphone. So we're in June, and then in July, August, nothing happens, and then the conference season, September, October, November starts, and then again nothing happens. So the primary purpose was to attract people in the March season of the Budapest Spring Festival, and I was very angry. That's my personal note. Don't tell it to my general manager, please. But I was a little bit angry to change it this year to April. It's easy to show up with. It's easy to show off with April. Come on, there are so many tourists that we got now the statistic that so many people come and enjoy the Budapest Spring Festival. That's easy. Let's try to do something in March, and it's interesting that from the 21st of March of 81 until 2012, we held the Budapest Film Festival in March. About the organizers, there's the sheer fact. The Palace of Arts is responsible for the programming, the Hungarian Tourism PLC, and for the PR, and Budapest Festival and Tourism Center is responsible for those events which are actually selected by the state. We get the states and we get Budapest, the capital. And there is an executive board, and the leader of the executive board is Mr. Jabor, general manager of the Police of Arms. A few facts about 2015. We had 2 weeks in 135 programs at around 32 venues. Budapest Spring Festival wanted to find as much venues, extraordinary venues as they could reach. So that's why we play in shabby pubs, in not that well equipped theaters and so on and so on. So I will show you another short film. It's about 4 minutes in duration about the Budapest Spring Festival. But first I will take a picture and then we can start.
The cultural life of Budapest has been developing with remarkable dynamism for the past decade. The Palace of Arts opened its gates 10 years ago and has since become one of Europe's best concert halls. The Liszt Academy and the V.O. Concert Hall have been restored to their former splendour, and new venues have enriched the cultural scene of the Hungarian capital, such as the Budapest Music Centre and Barma Budapest. It's safe to say that 21st century Budapest is one of the centres of European cultural life, with dozens of drama and music theatres presenting the performances of domestic and international companies. The city hosts a number of events, of which the Budapest Spring Festival is one of the most prestigious. This year, the spring festivities await visitors between the 10th and 26th of April, with nearly 140 performances. At an evening of arias, world-famous mezzo-soprano Elena Gadoncha will also give a taste of her sensational performance of Carmen. Leo Nucci, the great Italian baritone, selects from his favourite Verdi roles. A rarely heard Baroque opera, Hasses Siroe, will be performed by a stellar cast, starring Max Emanuel Cencic and Julia Ležnjava. Naples Teatro di San Carlo will present Verdi's Luisa Miller at the Palace of Arts, with Elena Mosuk in the title role. The program of the Spring Festival will again abound in marvelous symphonic concerts. Kirill Petrenko will conduct the Bayerische Staatsorchester. Under the baton of Vladimir Ashkenazy, the Philharmonia Orchestra will perform the compositions of Sibelius and Tchaikovsky, with the solo violin played by the splendid Julian Racklin. Among other things, New York's Orpheus Chamber Orchestra will perform a new piece by Turkish pianist and composer Fasil Say, a mere few days after its world premiere. Bertram de Billy, one of today's most successful French conductors, will be the guest of the Hungarian National Philharmonic at a concert of works by Schubert, Liszt and Berlioz. At 2 concerts on the same day, Dezsőráki will perform 6 of Mozart's piano concertos, while 4 simultaneously played pianos will dazzle the audience at the concert of the Gershwin Piano Quartet. Jazz enthusiasts should also expect some real treats. Kevin Mahogany, the Kansas-born world-famous singer, who is at home in a wide variety of styles and genres, will appear in concert, while Grammy Award-winning saxophonist David Sanborn, who is also known as a composer and screen actor, prepares with a program that draws on his whole oeuvre, as does Mihai Dresch. The world music productions on offer are also compelling. Fado lovers can meet someone who was born to sing the genre, the magical Ana Mora. A highly praised virtuoso of the oud, the Arabic flute, Tunisian-born Nafad Youssef, brings along the material of his most recent album, Bird's Requiem. Karman Bolog and Miklos Lukács, a duo known to dismiss generic boundaries, will present their new album at the festival. Phenomenal Norwegian trumpeter Arve Henriksen and the trio Medieval strike a bridge between modern jazz and medieval spiritual music. We can meet such big names of modern dance as Paul Frenak, the Hungarian enfant terrible of contemporary dance, the Netherlands Dance Theatre, a modern dance company of worldwide renown, and Wayne McGregor, who is known for productions with futuristic visuals. Wedding Feast, a legendary production of folk dance, is restaged in a new form at its 25th anniversary. As formerly, those interested in the fine arts and photography can also take their pick from countless exhibitions. Few people know that Oscar-winning Hungarian cinematographer Vilmos Zsikmond also engaged in photography. The festival opens with an exhibition of his photos. Celebrate spring in Budapest between the 10th and 26th of April. To learn more about the events and ways of booking tickets, visit the Budapest Spring Festival's website at www.bsf.hu.